here's our bracket. I guess, first of all, what I want to talk about is we have Lily versus BoxBox coming up. And this is very interesting because I think these were actually the two most underrated players in the whole tournament. I think BoxBox being new to Pokemon, Lily being asleep.
Literally.
She was asleep. It wasn't that people may have been sleeping on Lily, but Lily was sleeping on the couch. So, so I'm really excited to see one of these two players in finals. And you know, they've had some really exciting matches, you know?
Yes.
Actually, we're taking a look at BoxBox's team here with the only hard Trick Room team in the entire tournament.
Yes.
Rose, what do you think about this team?
Well, I think what's really impressive about how BoxBox has played over the course of the day is not only has this been a really tough team into a lot of the matchups that we've seen for BoxBox, but he's also played better every single set that he's played today. Every game, it feels like he's getting more and more confident on how to run it. But it's Top Cut now.
Yeah.
Is he going to still run and DD Armor Rouge next to each other to kick off every single game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that has kind of been indicative of BoxBox's play is a lack of flexibility, a lack of flexibility in the Pokemon he brings, an incredible amount of flexibility in how he approaches the games, but he does tend to bring the same Pokemon every time. I don't think we've seen Rotom or Garchomp the whole time.
No, we haven't.
But does he need to bring anything else?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. And I think that's really good advice, you know, when you get caught up in these games. But on LilyPichu's end, we've got the Dondozo that's been such a force in these pools. And so I'm excited to see how she's going to approach the Armor Rouge and DD. Actually, I know because I spoke to her before the game.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know, it's so late. Her coach in Europe is fast asleep. It's like 3 in the morning there.
Yeah, they stayed up really late, both her and Billa coaching Void. So yeah, nice of you to step in.
Well, so what I think is so interesting about this match is that we saw BoxBox make a ton of really smart plays because he expected his opponent to make moves reacting to what he was doing.
Right.
And that was so impressive. But here's the thing is that Lily might be his worst matchup because she is a total wild card.
Yeah.
And she could do anything. So we're about to see just that, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm really curious to see how Lily approaches the matchup. One thing we should talk about is that there's some vulnerable Pokemon on Lily's side, right? We talked about the use of Protect to stall out Trick Room to make sure that you can, you know, outlast it and then kind of revenge finish the game when Trick Room ends. And we've seen Lily lock in both Choice Band Dragonite, a Pokemon without Protect, and Choice Scarf Goldango, a Pokemon without Protect. So this feels like if that's a lot of offense. So if Lily can outlast the Trick Room, she might be in good shape. But or if she can deny it. But if she can't, she might have some trouble.
But what I like about Lily's lead here is that it creates as much chaos for BoxBox as possible because both of these Pokemon have Earthquake. But, you know, Armor Rouge in the past has saved itself from that with Terra Grass, but this Dondozo is Terra Flying.
Oh my
god! So you gotta watch out for that too. So and then at the end of the day, Dragonite can also switch out for that boost, and it's all despite the presence that BoxBox is applying. It's all in Lily's hands.
That's right.
Oh, but there's the Grass Terra.
A move that covers for every single option. That's incredible. So this basically, you might think, oh, if the Earthquake's the threat, why use Follow Me? This covers for Terra Flying, Terra Blast, Armor Rouge, terrestrializing to Grass here, making sure, hey, I don't care if you Earthquake. I'm not taking any damage this turn.
It's a great idea.
I like it, and this has paid off for him too in a big way in some of the previous matches that we've seen. He's having some pretty critical survivals, but we're not seeing a Terra on the other side, so it's just a raw Earthquake here.
Does actually a lot of damage to Indeedee, more than I expected. Oh, and the double Earthquake play covering for Follow Me. Very impressive use of Terra Grass. I don't think that was an obvious play by any means, in all honesty. Like, I think a lot of players would have missed that. And now BoxBox is kind of where he shines, right?
Yup, and this is where it gets tough for Lily.
Yeah.
So I think her best move is going to be, as we've discussed prior, I think, you know, get that Dondozo, you know, Tatsugiri in Dondozo, Protect, right?
I think so. I think that, like, Lily is in such an interesting position where you could keep the Dragonite on the field maybe if you wanted to. You're not particularly threatened by anything that's on the BoxBox's side, but like, is the boost enough? I really like this play, though.
I think it's very smart.
Yeah, so this is interesting, right? Because basically one of the strengths of Dragonite is it had the potential to do a lot of damage up front, but with Trick Room up, it now can't protect. And like, yes, you can switch into, you know, Tatsugiri, but that's not gonna do necessarily as much as you'd like. So this probably isn't gonna KO. The Dragonite clearly has some bulk. Actually,
multi-scale?
Multi-scale must be, yeah. Another Earthquake. Is this gonna finish off Indeedee? I actually think it's in the best interest of BoxBox for Indeedee to go down here because you get Torkoal and Eruption.
Yep.
Yeah, very nice. And now there's not really a great way around Eruption plus Energy Ball, right?
No.
Or Expanding Force. Sorry, you don't. This is the Terra flying to Dozo.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think there's any outs at all. I mean, if you're in Lily's shoes, how would you play around this Indeedee Armorer's threat?
Yeah, I mean, you need to get through Trick Room, right? You're up in Pokemon, which is a really big deal. I think I would like. It's really tough. It depends on if you think you take Energy Ball plus Eruption, right?
Wait,
Yes.
but why, like, do you expect Dondozo to faint right now if you just switch Tatsugiri in?
No. I mean, maybe, right? Like,
Because if he doesn't clear Smog here, I mean, Dondozo can get a lot of damage off. You protect against on another turn of Trick Room.
Right.
True.
Yes.
So I think the debate here is whether or not you ship it with the Dragonite and, you know, send in Tatsugiri immediately and just start attacking with Dondozo.
yeah.
Yes.
It really
You
depends
need,
on
to
the
Yeah.
you need to outbolt the Trick Room, right? I think in this matchup, the only way to deny Trick Room is if, you know, you don't see the...
double
wait,
protect,
wait.
but unlike earlier, it fails. It's a huge failure. This is going to do a lot of
gonna
damage,
be
even
it.
against the double resist. We see the power of Torkoal.
Boy.
Yeah, that's a ton of damage, and then the Expanding Force to follow up with that damage too. That's a double
KO.
knockout.
And the threat of Dondozo and Tatsugiri is only, well, unless you're in Connor shoes, it's normally only considered threatening if they're paired on the field together. And so with Dondozo going down, we did see that Choice Scarf Goldango earlier, meaning it's Eruption food. There's nothing Lily can do to keep Goldango safe because it doesn't have Protect.
Yep. Yeah, and that, you know, that Goldango is actually maybe one of the nicest things against this Terra Grass Armorrouge.
Yeah.
But only when Trick Room isn't up.
Yeah.
What if Goldango got in, Tatsugiri got in Goldango's mouth?
Dude, I don't think Goldango has a mouth.
No, how else would it have that cheeky grin?
Is it? No, it's just painted on his
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
I don't think it has
Yeah.
eyes either.
Who painted
No.
it?
Me.
Really?
It was Wolfe.
Okay.
There is still
No.
Terra, but I don't see an out.
I'm not an art believer.
Is Goldango?
It's water
is it
Terra, right?
water? Oh, it's water Terra.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that. I thought it was steel.
Oh, perhaps now you're a believer.
I'm a believer in
Are you an
expanding
unbeliever?
force. I'm a believer in the power of expanding force. If a Goldango eats, like, if Goldango lives this, I'll eat my lab coat.
I want to see it.
We're about
No
to find out.
protects. Eruption is very powerful. Yeah,
Oh
okay.
my
Yeah, who's the
gosh.
believer now?
Hey,
That wasn't even a
hey,
crit.
Hey now.
Hang on, hang on.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
That's 4 KOs in 2 turns. We're really seeing the power of BoxBox's team here. Just like overwhelming offense. And you know, the set that we saw BoxBox lose, it was because Void prevented Trick Room from going up. Every other set that he was able to get Trick Room up consistently, he won, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of seeing the trade-off here. The question is, does Lily have a way to stop Trick Room from going
I
up?
have no idea what to do against your Armorrouge.
This thing is crazy.
I can't do against it.
Oh man.
What,
So
do
the,
I, what do I do? What are my options here?
I honestly think the answer is nothing.
You got
Like,
nothing.
It's
so
really
there is one answer.
It turns
Okay.
into
She has one
grass.
answer.
Yeah?
So
Yes.
turning into grass means that it loses that fire type.
Yeah.
So it's weaker to make it rain.
That's true.
It's not going to KO. It's Choice Scarf Golden Go with no Steel Terra.
You think you should go for Make It Rain and Earthquake?
Yes.
I don't think it kills.
I don't think
You
so
don't think
either.
it
It's
is?
Scar-
I
it
think
was
it's
Specs.
her one shot though.
I don't
the
think it
other
kills.
option is Hyper Voice, but that's not KOing either.
I think you can't stop Trick Room going up. I think that you need
You
to
have
use
to
the
stall it
Dozo,
out.
stall at
Yep.
the Trick Room,
Yeah.
like, and then
Yeah.
like basically like have the bulk at the end, like, because she can get damage on a DD turn 1. I actually liked her
Yeah.
approach in the early game, but I think like she needs to use Dondozo in the mid game to stop the Trick Room from just running over her team, right? Because with
Yeah.
alternating protects on Dondozo, especially with Tatsugiri, like Trick Room goes up, you protect.
Yeah.
Tatsugiri comes in and attacks, you protect, and then Trick Room's like done, right?
Yeah.
I wonder though, like, there's also another way that she maybe gets around this is if she had identified if she thinks that BoxBox is going to do the same thing again
Yeah.
and terrestrialize the
Dondozo.
Armorrouge to grass, and maybe Indeedee doesn't go for a follow me, maybe you just Terra Blast.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
thing is that my
But
feeling
that's so risky.
it's risky because I think that like you really don't want to give the Torkoal a free switch in. And last game,
Something I switch fell.
I hope it's not my
Yeah,
That
I
was not
know.
my Switch.
But it's not ours.
yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I think it's tricky, right? Because I think if you're BoxBox, you think, oh, like that didn't even feel like a read, right? Like
Yeah. There's he got some, you know, he didn't even expect the
Yeah.
Earthquake game 1.
yeah, and he's still covered for it. So I think there's no real reason for him to go for anything other than follow me and
Terra Grass
Terra
and
Grass
Trick
Trick Room.
Room. Yeah. Yeah, he really feels quite confident in the game plan that he's put together for
Absolutely.
this match. And
But a lot can happen right here. And if Lily decides to switch up the tempo, like you said, she could, stall out that Trick Room with this Dondozo.
yeah,
Potentially.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a no, never mind. Like, some Dragonite will an Ice Spinner during a move Psychic Terrain, but it doesn't help that much here.
No, I don't know if she has it.
Yeah, I don't think she
I
has
don't think
it.
she has it.
Actually, it would be kind of goated because that Expanding Force is the real threat here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was thinking about the priority effects, but yeah, no, you're totally right. Same play as last game from BoxBox. I mean, listen, if it ain't, this is truly an if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's a classic example in Pokemon where sometimes your opponent literally has no answer for what you
Yeah.
can do. Like, no combination or moves on Lily's side can deal with this. And that's
Yeah.
just how team building in Pokemon works sometimes.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
that's why it's so important to build a good team. I love the vision. I'm not sure I love the execution.
Well, it's not the execution. It's the vision is pretty good, but it's not the vision 2-3 turns in the future.
Yeah.
If you just crit Dragon Claw, though, on the NDD,
It's not going to kill.
Not even
And
with crit.
it's probably Earthquake, right? It's probably Earthquake Terra Blast, thinking like, hey, if he gets greedy,
I actually do like the Terra flying here from the Dondozo because for the first game of the set, Lily's Dondozo took some damage from Dragonite's Earthquake.
Yeah.
So this time around, at least, you
Yeah.
are saving yourself from that, and maybe that's this extra HP you need.
oh,
Oh, whoa.
I'm saving my
That's a lot of
Dynamax
damage.
for marriage. Terra Blast coming out here into the NDD. We really don't want to see a KO here. Yeah, good job from Dondozo. You have to find a way to stall the turns. The reason I kind of made a face when I saw Terra flying, it's a great move. Like, it gives you the opportunity to potentially just like win the game. The problem is that now when Torkoal next to Armourouge comes in, you have Eruption Expanding Force, and even with
Yeah.
Dondozo, I'm not confident you can survive that.
I like the try, though, because it's a matchup where it's literally like if BoxBox just makes the correct play, he's going to win.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
basically
You have
hoping
to
he messes
gamble.
up. Yeah, and like that he doesn't see it. And so I actually think it's a really smart idea to try to win because it's a really difficult matchup,
It's
honestly.
really
like,
hard.
Even if you put any of us in Lily's shoes, I think it would be so hard to maneuver out of. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the attempt. I really do.
Yeah,
I
and it's
love
not over
it.
yet. This is
Wait.
the Ascarada.
It's a Tatsugiri.
okay.
Okay.
That's
Wait, if this is Helping Hand and Terra Blast, you could potentially get rid of the Armourouge early.
Yeah.
And I think if that happens, this is a very different game.
It's a very different game, especially with Tatsugiri resisting those attacks.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Actually being very tanky.
Yep.
Especially this is the bulky Tatsugiri that we've seen before.
It's so hard, though, when you're against a Follow Me Pokemon to not target it with, do
Yeah.
the Follow Me for because you just think, oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah, this is maybe a time where like not having Protect is helpful for Lily. Like helping, let's see, Helping Hand, Life Orb, Expanding Force can do like 60%.
Wow.
80%.
That's a lot.
Where is the attack going? Is it Earthquake? Is it Terra Blast? And is it into the Armourouge?
Terra Blast
It's
is
into the
happening.
my
Armourouge.
God.
Hold
No
on a
way.
second.
All right.
Alrighty, listen, I mean, if Lily's going to bring it back, she's gotten through 2 turns of Trick Room, and she's gotten rid of Armourouge. That's a huge deal.
And we're about to enter her favorite phase of the game, protecting.
Yeah, that's right.
How many double protects has she gotten this day?
2
Like,
or 3?
quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Miss everyone you don't take.
You miss 100% of the double
That's
protects that you don't go
true.
for. The thing is, that Choice Band Earthquake Dragonite is actually looking pretty nice because we know that it's
Yeah.
Torkoal and King Gambit in the back, right?
Oh, yeah. And it's still got multi-scale,
It's
right?
still got multi-scale, that's correct.
I'm loving her positioning.
This
It's
is actually,
great.
yeah, like that was brilliant.
This was looking doomed, and all of a sudden it's looking doomedable.
Do a
Whatever.
So true, Wolf.
So true, guys.
Dondozo.
Imagine you could Helping Hand the other Pokemon by accident.
Do you ever switch NDD out here into King Gambit, apply a little bit more pressure? Because Dondozo is always protecting here, right? An Eruption should KO anyway.
Oh.
It's probably a pretty good idea, in all honesty.
I think I like most Dazzling Gleam and Eruption. You know,
Yeah,
just
you
like
damage the Tatsugiri.
Yeah.
See, this is Protect. We really want to see a Protect here. Oh, no, no Protect.
Oh.
That actually could end up being crucial, especially if the last Pokemon is Goldango.
It's Meowscarada, actually, so it's going to need to take 2 hits.
Right, and we also have Multi-Scale Dragonite being pretty relevant here.
That's true, but it can't click Earthquake so safely, even though it really needs to.
Yeah. Also, the thing about Dragonite is that how is Lily going to beat the King Gambit in the back if Dragonite takes so much damage, right? Because, you know, Dragonite isn't protected by the Psychic Terrain. It's going to take a lot from, like, potentially Eruption or, you know, like Dazzling Gleam plus Eruption, Helping Hand plus Eruption, right? And so if that happens, you know, Tatsugiri's Icy Wind, Draco Meteor, Taunt, Protect him. Meowscarada doesn't have anything for King Gambit, so this could even though like the pendulum's kind of swinging in Lily's favor, it could land in a very different spot, I think.
Yeah.
She played this really well, though. She was like, okay, like I need to find a way to damage and just KO the Armor Rouge, and to like Terra early, I think was really smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Dragonite with Earthquake here, yeah, you're hitting your teammates, but I think it's really solid still because you get around redirection.
Yeah.
But you can't ever click that in her position if you don't know the last Pokemon because of Rotom.
Right.
You don't know because we
Yeah.
didn't even see King Gambit last
The
game.
question is, does BoxBox have, you know, like, yeah, do you
Does
make that gamble,
BoxBox
right?
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, does he know?
Does he know?
Waterfall.
Waterfall.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay, but now you see, and now maybe you think Dragonite goes out for that Meowscarada. Although you
right.
would be dooming Meowscarada sort of an
To a
07.
fiery death.
The thing is, if Earthquake and Draco Meteor just came out, that may have just been a double knockout right
Yeah,
there.
it probably would
And I
have.
actually think Lily would have been able to win the game.
But
which
it's
is-
so risky because if you meet Eruption Dazzling Gleam, then maybe Earthquake kills Tatsugiri, and we think Dragonite's
Yeah.
probably slower.
It's super risky.
Yeah.
It's one of those, though, where I feel like you might have to take the risk, right? Because
Yeah.
like it's not an easy matchup, so what is your safe, quote-unquote, safe play,
Yeah.
right? I think like the fact Lily has brought it as close as she has is a real testament to her ability to adapt. Like, I'm
100%.
actually so
Yeah.
impressed.
We were saying this is looking pretty doomed. We were doomers, but
I'm a LilyPichu believer.
I am too.
I mean, it's not over yet. Let's see what Dragonite does this turn. Locking into Waterfall is a little unfortunate. Oh, a double up. A great play from BoxBox. Popping off, actually, a little fist bump. How much is
knows.
Eruption going to do?
It's
Does
got
he
to
know?
this double up's got to
I think so, too. I mean, Eruption's just so strong.
Especially in this.
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of damage. Counter Cleave coming out. Finishes off Dragonite 2 versus 2, but I don't know if Meowscarada has enough juice in the tank here. Should have been stocked up on Juvie before hitting this endgame, but Trick Room is up.
Trick Room is up, you know.
Yeah, I do wonder if that changes something here. Like, could you put Torkoal low enough that...
There's no way it's
The
getting
King
through
Gambit's the problem,
Yeah,
right?
Well,
that's true.
King Gambit would have to hit its attacks, and Tatsugiri can.
No, it's not Muddy Water
It doesn't?
Tatsugiri.
Oh, sorry,
Uh,
Tatsugiri.
Never mind.
Basically, the only way to beat King Gambit was the Earthquake from Dragonite,
Yeah.
right? So you
Yeah.
basically like had to go for it, but like you guys said, it's really hard to see that play.
Yeah,
because it's
especially
like,
if you're not familiar
you
with
don't know
like
what the
the
final
typing
Pokemon
or
is,
Yeah.
and you don't want to Earthquake yourself.
And you don't want to
Yeah.
send a Meowscarada for free, even though you kind of need
Yeah,
to.
it's we have the benefit of being able to see the Pokemon the player selected. We're
Yeah.
we're talking about the match with that context, but without that context,
Yeah.
it's much harder. Sucker Punch comes out into the Torkoal. Some damage.
Torkoal is so bulky defensively,
Yeah. If this crits, it will kill.
though. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Not quite enough.
Not quite enough. And, like, Brick Break's going to do a lot here. Brings up low HP. And actually a good use of low HP Eruption because if you're, like, KOing, you don't need that much damage to KO Meowscarada, so you may as well get the bonus chip anyway. So,
Yep.
listen, I mean, she's brought it so close, but really that bulky King Gambit in the endgame is really what's impossible to break, right?
Yep. And huge credit to BoxBox throughout the series, keeping a level head. Things got weird. She
They got
made
weird.
things weird on purpose,
Yeah.
but he found a way.
I think that's a big part of it, right? It's like making both players, I think, did what they were supposed to do here, where Lily made it as hard as possible for BoxBox, and then on his end, BoxBox found his way through the muddy water and came to a good endgame.
Yeah.
And that's a lot
Absolutely.
easier said than done, especially when things are ambiguous. Tatsugiri hanging on, bulky Tatsugiri eating the Citrus Berry.
It's trying its best.
It's really trying its best, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Is it going to be another Draco? It is. Torkoal, can it survive?
Get him.
Oh,
Definitely.
Torkoal just won't go down.
There's just too many special attack drops that have come through
Yeah.
for the Draco, but
Yep.
Surviving again.
They just won't go down.
Tatsugiri is fighting for everything it has.
Tatsugiri's tortured existence.
Tatsugiri,
Oh, poor thing.
no Dondozo to hide inside of. Cannot hide from this. Protect. She's having fun. And at the end of the day, that's what's important, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they're both
absolutely.
she fought
smiling.
hard. She had a garbage matchup.
That's a rough one, for
Yeah.
sure.
But
She should be really proud about how she played this
I
game.
agree.
It was so, like,
It was great.
Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes the best you can do is still a loss, but a loss still looks good. And I think
Yeah.
that she really demonstrated that here.
Absolutely.
but of course, like Aaron said, also credits to BoxBox. Things
Yeah.
did get very weird after the Terror Blast on Charm Rouge, but
Yeah, and that lead of hers was specifically designed to make things as weird as possible.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
succeeded.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, that
That's the
final Earth
end.
power.
Yeah.
Gonna do it.
Tatsugiri goes down, and BoxBox, who has been playing Pokemon for, I'm going to say,
Yeah, the trick
4 days.
4.
Once it goes
Maybe
off-
3.
days?
Maybe 3. I've lost track of time since I've been in this commentary
I
desk.
love that handshake.
It was good. You could, and they're friends, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
it's all friendly. So
Yeah.
really well played by both players there, which is always exciting. You know what I mean? Like it's great to see 2 players really give it their all, and I don't know, like put on a great show for us. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm hopeful that the players will stop by and kind of share their thoughts after the match.
I think we've got BoxBox at least.
Yeah, BoxBox, how you feeling, man?
I feel pretty good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an impressive showing.
Yeah, I knew my matchup like 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
So my coach was telling me like a very intricate strat involving
Swap
playing Rotom
Oh.
and King Gambit.
Yeah.
And then I spent about 90 minutes prepping for like if they do this, do this, do this,
Yeah.
that. And then I was getting very confused about it.
Yeah.
And then like 10 minutes before the match, my coach was like, actually, your guys been pretty good. Just do the thing you've done 500
I
times
love
already.
that. I love that. That's amazing. Well, you played really, really well, and especially we were talking. You know, I think the matchup was in your favor, but Lily made it really difficult for you game 2, right? Where like she muddied the waters a bit. She took Armourouge, I think, earlier than we were expecting. Like it was all of a sudden kind of ambiguous. Like the path forward wasn't clear, and I want to commend you for keeping such a clear head during what was a really kind of confusing game state, right? Like there weren't really clear like best moves, and you really did a good job of keeping your head on your shoulders and finding a way to a really good end game.
Yeah, I was getting really stressed out about the large blue thing.
Yeah, the whale, Dondito.
And I thought I was gonna have to swap in Torkov and clear Smoggit.
Yeah.
But then I was sitting there like, oh wait, like my expanding force did more than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just finish it off.
Yeah.
As soon as the large blue thing went down, I was pretty
You
confident.
felt pretty good, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, but it was actually really scary. I felt so confident in the second game.
Mm-hmm.
And then once she, who was it? Once the,
Dragonite, Tatsugiri.
Terra Blast
basically
flying.
one of her Pokemon went down and I thought that was it. But then she
Yeah.
had another one.
Yeah.
I like lost count.
Oh my god, yeah. That's so
I
funny.
thought it was going to be just a Tatsugiri and then a Meowscarada came up.
Yeah. Lily, I see you. Do you want to come say anything to the people? I mean, you had a hell of a
that
run,
was really
right?
fun.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was super fun. I learned a lot about competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm happy.
What do you do against the trick rooms?
So that was.
I wasn't sure what
Your
to
game
do.
2
You-
plan was perfect.
You
Like,
did,
it was-
you
Yeah.
did
we
really
didn't
well
even
game
talk
2.
about it, but like
Yep.
we didn't see it. But your first 2 turns were like flawless.
Yeah.
The only thing you could have done better was like use Earthquake on Dragonite, because essentially his whole team, like it was Indeedee, which would feint to it. Torkoal takes like 50%, and then King Gamma would feint to it as well. So you could have gotten like Earthquake and Draco Meteor, KO both Indeedee and Torkoal,
Wow.
and then he's down to 1 Pokemon.
Damn.
But it's so hard to do that. 'cause
It's so
Yeah.
you
hard.
have to, you have to,
Yeah.
you have to hit
That-
your own Pokemon.
It's
and
uncomfortable to do that.
Yeah.
and we were saying like maybe he has Rotom in the back. If he has Rotom, then your Earthquake
I'm
is bad.
scared.
Exactly. But like your first 2 turns were
No,
like
that was-
flawless.
It was
Like,
really
Yeah.
fun.
so
Yeah,
good.
you
Look,
played so
Albert.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna do great in the finals. I'm sorry. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you for coming, Lily. I hope you had a good time.